Alright, yeah, welcome back to some more Magic Arena, and today we're going to be showcasing another highlight from the streamer event. I was actually going to record Brawl for today, but I don't know if any of you have tried to play Magic Arena recently. It's just not really possible. So another stream highlight for you guys. As always, thank you very much for Wizards of the Coast for inviting me to the Early Access Zendikar Rising streamer event. It was an absolute blast to play, and we did find some pretty sweet decks. And this one was probably the best performing deck of the night. And it's also a mechanic people are a little bit unsure of. I still think, even though we did actually get some decent results in this particular streamer event, I don't know if this one's necessarily competitive or even the best version of this list. It's definitely not the best version. I never usually tweak it to absolutely be completely optimal, but anyway, let's get on with it, shall we? We're going to be playing a Boros party list submitted to us by Frostcake, a viewer of the channel, and yeah, it's essentially built around the party mechanic, which cares about rogues, wizards, clerics, and warriors. If you have all of those creature types in play, then fun things start to happen. So let's go through the list, shall we? Right at the beginning, on the 1-drop, we've got the Archpriest of Iona, a 1-mana something 2. It gets +1/+1 if you have a full party, otherwise its power is equal to the number of creatures in your party. So essentially, as you build up the board, you will be increasing the Archpriest's power over time. It's pretty awesome. It's a really nice statted card, especially for a 1-drop, so you really want to be leading off with this whenever possible. Also, I should put this over here because it's technically a land. We have the Luminarch Aspirant, probably one of the best cards, I would say, to come out of Zendikar Rising, power-wise anyway. 2-mana 1/1 at the beginning of combat on your turn. It's a +1/+1 counter on any creature you control, which is pretty solid. It's a cleric as well. You got to keep in mind that there is a little bit of a balance and an imbalance in some places of creature types. So far we've got 8 clerics. And then we're on to the warriors. We've got Seasoned Hallowblade, M21 aggro staple, 2-mana 3/1 with discard a card to give Hallowblade indestructible until the end of the turn, which basically means if we start flooding out, we can really use the Hallowblade to trade off our opponent's creatures for cards we don't need in hand and keep that pressure up over time. It's really solid as an aggressive card. We got Grotag Bugcatcher, 2-mana 1/2 with Trample. Similar to the Archpriest, it gets +1/+0 for each creature in your party. This one, however, does come with Trample, so it's going to be pretty useful there to swing through our opponent's blockers if they've got lots of little things to block with, like plant tokens and whatnot. Robber of the Rich, our rogue of choice, 2-mana 2/2 with reach and haste, and whenever it attacks, if the defending player has more cards in hand than you, and we are an aggressive deck, so that's going to crop up quite a lot, then we get to exile the top card of our opponent's library, and as long as we attacked with a rogue on that turn, we may play that card. So essentially, post-combat, we can use our opponent's cards against them. We'll continue with the creature side of things. We've got Shatterskull Charger, a 3-mana 4/3 warrior. It basically has, I can't remember the name of the mechanic in Khan's Attack here now. Was it Raid? It wasn't Raid. Whatever the mechanic was that bounces your card back to your hand and you can play it at a cheaper cost. That's what Shatterskull Charger is. It's a 3-mana 4/3 with Trample and Haste, and if you didn't kick it for the extra 2 mana, and it doesn't have a +1/+1 counter on it, you return it to its owner's hand. We can actually solve this problem a little bit if we have the Luminarch Aspirant, since this puts a counter on a creature you control. It means we don't have to kick it. During combat, we can put a counter on it, and then the end step trigger doesn't have to go off at that point. Otherwise, if you do kick it, you get the extra counter anyway, so even without the Aspirant, there's a way of keeping this in play. It's probably one of the weaker cards in the deck, though, but it is pretty decent board wipe protection, considering if it doesn't have the counter, it comes straight back to your hand, which is solid. Bone Crusher Giant is going to be one of our removal sources of choice. It doesn't have a creature type that actually interacts with the party mechanic, but being a 3-mana 4/3, not going to care too much about that for sure. And the 2 damage is extremely important to take care of Lotus Cobras and any early game blockers we might come into seeing from our opponent, like an Aspirant or something like that. We don't want that growing any larger than it already has at that point. So we want to be bolting the bird whenever possible with the Bone Crush Giant. So absolutely crucial card in this deck for sure. And we have 2 copies of Royal Eruption as well, just to test them out. It's a 2-mana sorcery that deals 3 damage to any target. So Scorching Dragonfire could be a swappable card for this one because it's instant speed and it does some exiling. However, we chose to actually test out Royal Eruption because we can actually finish our opponent with this card, which we can't do with our Scorching Dragonfires. And you can also kick this one as well for 7 mana in total to deal 5 damage, essentially lava-axing your opponent, which is really nice toll removal and a pretty decent finisher overall. The only wizard in our deck, unfortunately, couldn't really find any more that are actually playable. Ardent Electromancer, 3 mana 3/2. When it enters the battlefield, you add red for each creature in your party. So we're going to be probably realistically hitting 2 or 3 red mana for this one, which ideally allows us to play some of our red creatures straight after the Electromancer comes out, which is a nice go-wide strategy for a deck that otherwise has a pretty heavy curve for an aggro deck. That's something that I tried to lower during the streamer event, but just couldn't quite. I think this is kind of like the best creature package you can actually make with this deck, so it is what it is, and it seemed to work, so, you know, who knows. Finally, we've got Tazri, Beacon of Unity. It gets +1 cost reduction for each creature in your party, so a maximum of 4 cost reduction on this one for a 1 mana 4/6 in the end. And you do have a look at the top 6 cards of your library. We don't have blue or black mana in this deck though, so it's probably not gonna happen. Well, actually, we don't have many of those colors, so that part of it's not going to happen, but I kind of saw this card as more of a 1 mana 4/6, and we do manage to get it down at one point during the event, and it's, you know, pretty decent body for an aggro deck at that point. Otherwise, I don't think it's an overly impressive card, but we don't have too many options, though, in a deck like this, so it's the one that we chose to go with. There's also the 4 mana Angel Warrior that actually pulls cards with the same name as it from your sideboard. That's also an option as well. And it counts towards your party mechanic a little bit, although warriors are not a creature type we're really struggling with, to be honest. We have Embercleave, because obviously we have Embercleave, 6 mana flash, gives +1/+1 and double strike and trample to whichever creature it attaches to, which it does when it enters the battlefield, and it gets cost reduction for each creature that is attacking. So it's a surprise combat trick to win the game, and win the game it shall on many occasions. We do have Shatterskull Smashing in here, which also counts as a land, which is why I've slapped it into the mana base here, just to give you an idea of how much mana we actually have to play with. So it enters the battlefield tapped unless you pay 3 life, if you want to do the land side of it. Otherwise, it's basically a mass damage spell, dividing X as you choose among any creatures or planeswalkers. Can't hit face, unfortunately, but we just use this to clear the way, essentially, and it's a land drop when we don't need to do that. We've got Needle Verge Pathway, auto-include for this Boros list. It can be either a plains or a mountain, but not actually a plains or a mountain, if you get me. Produces red or white mana, one or the other, but not both. It's pretty sweet. I'm adding one Castle Embereth in here. It's not in here during the streamer event, but it definitely should be in here anyway. Comes into play tapped unless you control a mountain, and then you can pay 3 and tap it to give creatures you control +1/+0. It's just a nice little way of finishing the game off. Other than that though, 7 mountains, 6 plains, and that is essentially the deck. If you do enjoy the content and you want to see more of it, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe. And without further ado, let's get on with it. This video is brought to you by the generous support of our wonderful patrons and channel members that you see here. If you'd like to support the channel and get access to cool content like sneak peeks, bonus videos, polls on future content, or access to a personal deck critique from myself every month, then hit the join button down below, or check out the Patreon link in the description. With all that said, let's get into the gameplay. Unpopular opinion, Kozilek is one of the best Eldrars in all cards become counterspells. I do like Kozilek quite a lot. Oh, it's Capolo. I know Capolo. Oh, Jesus. Yeah, that's a mull. That's a massive mulligan right there. If this was a Plains, I might have considered it, just because we could get this Archpriest down early, but it's not, so we'll keep this one, though. Go Shatterskull Charger. Oop. Hello. Have they moved the positionings of these around? I feel like they have. I was about to go hello to the good game section, which was just like ultimate BM. Alright. Who learns those now? The modal lands exist? Well, in Standard, most of the other lands are out of Standard now. Let's go Robber of the Rich. Attack for 4. Ooh, got Terror of the Peaks. So, yeah, Capola's playing the, another, Omnath deck, I'm thinking. Judging by the fact that we just got Terror of the Peaks. Alright. So we got Cleric, Rogue, this is Warrior. Should have actually... Yeah, I should have gone with Giant Skull Charger, I guess. I don't know, actually, though. Who knows? Attack him for 5. Get Lotus Cobra. Oh, they've got the alt arts in here? I didn't even notice they were in. We'll have to check the store afterwards. Yeah, these lands seem pretty sweet. I like the idea of these for sure. It's so easy to break the cards these days. This is a warrior, so that doesn't add anything to my... We basically can only get, I think, wizard at this point. Yeah, we're just missing wizard. Which is a shame. It's one of the, like, only cards we don't have many of. So we're going to get in. See what Robber of the Rich hits. Robber, of course. Very good. Well, this is a cleric. This is a rogue, and then this is a warrior. Opponent's at 6. I guess I'm just going to hold up and Bone Crusher Giant with the Hallowed Blade discard. I guess we could play a Lotus Cobra. No harm, no foul, right? But I do want to hold up in the Stomp for the Bone Crusher Giant so we can play it as a 4-3 next turn if we really want to. It's a party over here. Not quite. we're missing our wizard. We need our magic tricks, god dang it. Ooh. Thylath World Sculptor. Your opponent, nice. These feel like they've moved. I'm absolutely convinced at this point. Ooh. Ribbons. Alright, so we're going to hit our opponent down to 4. Hopefully I can Embercleave at this point, I guess. And that would put them to 2. Let's go with Shatterskull Charger without Kicker and just send it. Got a Yorion. It's not going to do much. So the Charger, essentially, if you don't kick it, it comes back to your hand, essentially. Or if it doesn't have a 1/1 counter on it, actually. Okay. Yeah, the audio's bugged out. So if our opponent can't kill us, we've got the Stomp to finish this one off. That art looks so cool. Like, from this perspective, I really like the look of Thylath. It was real good. Might have to get my hands on the alt arts for that. Even the Lotus Cobra looks dope. Alright, Yorion flickers the Thylath. Unfortunately, we have the Stomp. Supposed to crash MTGA, not my laptop. I think I've crashed MTGA. The audio is just not having any of it. Half of the sounds just aren't coming through. I've got like menu sounds, but none of the like the smashing combat sounds actually occur. And red. Crush you. Alright. That is game 1 down for Boros. Party aggro. It's party time. Maybe it's like the adventure cards where you go into your collection and craft the other arts. Maybe. I guess we'll check that as well. See, this is where I would say that there's a problem. We seem to have a lot of 3-drops in our hand for an aggro deck. This is a problem. This is not a problem. But the card I will put in the trash. We got 2 clerics, that's not ideal. But then again, Luminarch Aspirant is just good. I guess it's like Shatterskull's smashing, but then that's... Nah. I don't want to get rid of Legion Angel, because I feel like it's just decent card advantage for the late game, but maybe we won't need it. Should sound more like Dale. Ah, I see. Oh wow, Magic Online is now up. Wow. Alright, so what have we got here? We got Selesnya. Ooh, +1/+1 counters probably. I approve. I do probably want to kill Stonecoil Serpent. Then again, I don't need to. And I'd more likely want to kill the Conclave Mentor. So let's go with the Luminarch Aspirant. And then put a counter on the Archpriest so that we can swing through. Yeah, there's like a swing, but there's no bash. Broken audio. Primal Might. I knew I should have stomped it. Deep down. Felt like it wasn't necessary. Gosh darn it. Alright, well, we can still do that, because we can actually go, and this is a nice little bit of curve. This enters as a 2-mana buff for each creature in our party. So we get the 2 mana for the Stomp to kill the Serpent, and then we get to pump up the Aspirant. There's definitely something to this deck. I'll definitely say that for sure. When we change decks, there's no more Omnaths. I tell you, honestly, the matchmaker it's got a problem, my friends. Does this just go on anything? It does. So we could make this a 5/4. It attacks, +1/+0. For each creature in your party. I mean, it's not the worst. I guess we could get that down for now. And we'll make it nice and large. Pass the turn. You're at sorcery speed. I'm definitely not getting you up to 6 or more damage, so we'll just be dividing damage next turn, I guess. There's a Scavenging Ooze. Can start eating stuff and growing too large. This music brings back memories. It's mostly in here for a meme, to be honest, but I'll admit I don't hate it. Good song for a party deck. Now we're talking. Alright, well, we lost our best card. So, I guess what we could do is we could swing with the team. See how our opponent wants to block and then try and smash the rest of the damage off. Or they take it, which is also ideal. I don't need to pay this, because I can't take care of the lieutenant, so we'll go tap lands. X2 to make sure that the... Oh, the ooze has got Temple open. I don't know why I thought that was tapped for a moment. Let's just go with Bone Crusher Giant then. Just looking for Embercleave to finish this one off, I think. Otherwise, Scavenging Ooze is probably going to carry this game. Oh boy, Felidar Retreat. Now that is on my to-do list. I think they're probably going to, yeah, make a 2/2. I think if they're going to go wide enough, they don't have to care about what we're doing. Oh, baby. Just draw what you need. Alright, so it's all blocked. Where do we want to place this Ember Cleave? The Bugcatcher already has Trample. So that's 1 point. I guess you just stick it on the Bone Crusher. Also, kind of the way they stacks means that they get a 2/2 here, but they don't for the Scavenging Ooze dying. And this is only creatures or planeswalkers, but we can hold that later to probably finish up the rest of the game. Since they're going to make a 2/2 off the land drop here. Solidarity to make them 3/3s, and now we can... yeah. Set it in stone, X3. Take care of one, swing with the rest. Nice. Nice. Okay, we've got Archpriest, we've got red mana. I'm gonna keep this one. This is actually almost exactly what I want for a curve. Ooh, nice stuff. To pay 3 mana for my 2-drop. Ooh, baby. Alright. We're getting there. Let's play Hallowed Blade. MadLad the Musical. Oh, baby. Enter taps. Alright, we're Ember Cleaving next turn. That's what we're doing. This board state is Ember Cleaving. I think we're winning this one real quick. Sing like Herbert. Wherever you are. Wherever you go. Whatever I am in my relationship to you. That is a Rada. I have one of those from your deck. Alright, here we go. Ember Cleaving, whoever Rada blocks in the end, most likely. As a Mammoth, okay. It's going to be a Robber of the Rich. Fair enough. Although for a... oh no, this is lethal. Good game. Almost myth lethal by by trying to save things. I'm just too nice. Made your day. I'm glad. Oh, hey there, Nosy. What you doing there with your big muscly arms? You watching the Drankstravaganza? I hear Ember Cleave is good. It's pretty solid. I won't lie. It kind of, you know, carried that game. Ended it extremely quickly. Alright. Well, when I first envisioned Tazri being in the deck, you know, being in my opening hand and unplayable was not really what I had in mind. Do we mull this? We've got lots of playables, technically. It's just slow. We're on the draw as well. Ugh. You think keep this one? I don't know. It's just defensive, really. We're most likely going to want to use Bone Crusher Giant, which means we're not adding anything to the board. I'm going to mull that one, personally. I like this one a little bit better. 3 lands do still have that removal, but we also have a board that will progress itself over time. Shall get rid of Hallowblade? Not sure on that one. This is a weird hand. After walking 23,000 steps today, it's what I need. Nice. Ooh, Needle Verge. Alright. Planes go. It is a heck of a lot of steps. 6 cards to my 5 off Robber of the Rich, so I guess we'll start stealing cards. Getting an idea of what our opponent's doing, which is Nissa of Shadowed Boughs. Okay. I like this more balanced Nissa, who doesn't ruin the game. You know it hasn't ruined the game because we haven't seen it today up until now. It's not ruining fun from start to finish. Alright, let's have a look. So then we're going Needle Verge Pathway on red because we've got the Shatterskull Charger. And I guess we're going with the Aspirant. Excuse me. Very gassy today. What do we get? Gravebreaker Lamia. Fascinating. That one puts an enchantment into the graveyard, right? I just puts anything into the battlefield, into the graveyards. Fair enough. That is an Embercleave. So I guess I'm gonna really telegraph what I'm doing here. It's gonna be blatantly obvious what I'm doing right now. But it kind of paid off, so that's alright. There we are. I was expecting to block the Aspirant, to be honest. I thought this triggered off of itself. It's another creature dies. Yeah, fair enough. Not much better, I'll be honest. Keeping it under control with some orange Tango, though. Ooh, Poly K. And Fiend Artisan. Alright, can we win right now? We've got 10 points on the Robber of the Rich between the Royal Eruption. Taking 3 points off of Poly K here. I think if we stomp you as well. Put you here and swing. Nice. This deck sweep is actually, it exceeded my expectations. I'll be honest. Also look like Scoots. Maybe. Scoots are destined to be ruffle stomped, it seems. Yeah, you see the flicker right there? So it looks like a 1-lander, but it's actually a 2-lander. And because it's a 2-lander, I'm actually going to keep it. And put this one into play tapped. I guess I wish they would put these over here with the other lands. If sort my hand a little bit, maybe. I don't know. Enter tapped, please. So you have to buy a huge amount of packs to get the alternative arts. When I started up the game, I bought a 90-pack bundle from the store, and I got all of them in one go. But I will also update you guys on the Discords, because I will be opening like 45 pack bundles, and the pre-order, I think it also comes with them. So I'll be checking that kind of thing, and I'll let you know how many packs it takes, or bundle purchases it takes to get them all. You only have to buy a bundle with 6 or more packs in it at any given time to get one of the alt arts, for the records. Alright, it's Omnath. Probably to the surprise of no one. Alright, let's swing in, see if they want to offer a trade. I don't know if I would take the trade, to be honest, but I'm certainly going to murderize this Lotus Cobra for sure. We'll do it with a stomp. You've been murderized. Play lands. Pass the turn. If you play Soul Bond by Unleash the Archers for me, I'll feel the sexy surprise. You know, I could make that exception. I usually don't tab out to change songs, but I could do that for you, since you put it that way. 4 mana Tazri, we can have that down next turn. We are probably just going to die, though, like 2 turns from now. So we really need to pick up the pace. Oh, bugger, this is a warrior as well. No cost reduction. We couldn't have changed the cost on this anyway with anything in our hand, but... Alright, Slaughtermelon. Beanstalk Giant. Alright, so it's not the... whatever net decky version we've been seeing, at the very least, because I don't think we saw any Beanstalk Giants. But we certainly saw this colour, Omnath, and Genesis Ultimatum. I guess this has got... yeah, it's definitely an Omnath deck, 100%. If it's 4 colour, with Ketria Trium and Rogrim Triumen, it's Omnath. Alright, I think we're just going to go Hallowed Blade and drop down the Bone Crusher Giant, just as a 4-3. I need to get more pressure on. It's the best way to do it, I think. Have I ever been to Green Man? I have not, no. What's the buyer box for Zendikar? It is the Orzhov Cleric Legend, who is also in the set. They've stopped doing... yeah, 100% Omnath, because we got Terrored earlier. It's the... they've stopped essentially doing the buyer box promos that are unique cards for the set. For good reason, I would say. Because, you know, Nexus of Fate and all that. I don't think they block here. Ooh, they block here. Wow. Alright, fine. I'll just make sure it's dead. And this Tazri is too slow. Get that off the board, otherwise it'll get my things off the board. And we'll pass. If we get a land, we get to Embercleave, probably for the win. Yeah, what was I saying? They've stopped doing, like, Nexus of Fates and unique cards for the buy box. Instead, they're going to do the card style for it instead. So it's the Orzhov Cleric Legend from the set with his full art mode. Which I don't know. I kind of like that they're doing that. But I also really like the unplayable buy box promos they kept releasing. They always make me quite happy. So I can 3 damage a thing at sorcery speed, which is... it's a thing. I guess I will do that. Take out Rada. Send it. If they block the Hallowed Blade, I'll discard. We're almost in a good spot. I'm beginning to think they don't learn from their mistakes. Well, they don't want to have another Nexus of Fate on their hands. That's quite clear, I would say. There's a Lotus Cobra. So they've at least learned in that way. I guess I don't think I had any double whites in my deck, did I? I took them out. because I didn't think that the Angel was good enough. So we're only going to basically top deck one white card at a time, so I guess I'll just go with the red so we can play more of this hand. And we'll go Pyromancer. Bone Crusher. Swing, plan on discarding a Bug Catcher to get this Lotus Cobra off the field, unless they let it live. Then we should be set up for the win if we don't lose. Alright, so you want Soul Bond by Unleash the Archers. I will break away from my playlist for a one-off song request. Alright, let's have a look. Oh, sorry, opponent. You do your thing. And we'll find it, hopefully. There you go. Enjoy. Oh, Soulbound. That's probably why I couldn't find it. Rude. Attack me, I dare you. Probably should have thought more about this attack. Take her off the board. Discard one of you. Okay. Trying to think what song I heard from these guys originally. So I am familiar with this band. And they are kind of banging. What's their, like, most likely to have been heard song? What's that one? Vague Dragon Force vibes? Yeah, for sure. Oh, baby. Omnath popping off. Who'd have thunk it? And Terror of the Peaks. Yay. Awakening. I'll put Awakening on after this. And I'll see if that's the song I've heard of. Alright, somehow they're at 10 and I hate it. Let's go, swing for 8. Okay. Hit him down to 6. We're going to play the Bug Catcher, even though I imagine it's going to die. Oh, we're probably going to die, actually, because they've got, yeah, they've got 12 points there. We're already dead. Good game. We lose. We'll see what we can do. Oh god, it's Croakies. We've lost. Oh no. We'll keep it though. Maybe we can do something. I remember him on Twitter talking about Winota being really powerful, so I'm guessing that's what he's playing. Yeah, GG, game over. Selfless Savior. Let's go Robber. 4 points, yeah, it's a 1-0 deck. That's actually, like, not that great, I guess. There's a few hits, I suppose. Yeah, this Electromancer's not really fixing our mana in the way I'd hope. Figured. Yeah. Sequence that really weirdly. This is a game to watch. Yeah, just watch me punt it to death. Don't do that, please. Well, I won't get there with Nota, which is a problem. If I get a land, I can maybe Embercleave and do something with this game. Just don't kill the dog. I won't kill the dog. But if they block with it, I can't stop them. Yeah, there should be a counter on my Archpriest at this point, and there isn't, because I'm a fool. Pure and simple. Okay. Let's just get some party boys in play. Let's go with the Electromancer first to get 2 mana, hopefully. More bone crushing. More bone crushing. Well, we got the 2 mana anyway for the bug catcher. We still get to swing for 3. Need that land for Embercleave. Is that too much to ask? Yeah, oh, no, it's not. Alright, cool. Asking you shall receive. Blocks. Huh? Alright, that's 3-4 going through right now. If I put the Embercleave on the Archpriest, that's 8-7. Is that enough? Hang on. 1, 4. 5, 6, 7. It's 1 off, right? Something like that. I don't know. 8. Ah, God. My brain's too frazzled right now. I'm just going to put it there. We did it! Alright, cool. Fair enough. We beat Croakies. I guess that was the right place to put it.